Hello ladies and gentlemen, I am PANCZASU and welcome back to Endless Space and my multiple personalities madness. Today we are beginning with a battle because AI attacked me as soon as I loaded in the game. So before even explaining the gimmick, I might as well start the battle so we have some explosions in the background as I explain who I am today. The enemy is using some shielding, actually quite a bit of shielding on all of their ships, which is unfortunate to say the least, but I know how to counter this. I'm going to go for Breaker, because if I focus fire on a single ship of all of my ships, it will go down surely. So in long range I should be able to destroy 2 or even 3 Lydias if I'm lucky, because that's how often the beam weapons fire in a single phase. As for the opening firing sequence, I would say that Short Circuit is still my best option, followed up by... what is the enemy using again? A mixture, huh? Medium range? Long range, long range, long range, long range, and then melee. So in medium range I'm safest. I could try to nano repair at that point, but I think that it might be a better idea to go for barrier and then maybe finish it up with either a nano repair or actually go for magnetic field. I'm not too keen on that, however, because that would lower my beam damage, which is not ideal, but then again it might be necessary. I'll queue it up for the time being and then adapt, depending on the choices that the AI is going to make. Meanwhile, since I'm thirsty already, I'm going to take a sip of my drink. It's the weirdest drink I ever drank, but I kinda tailored it to the suggestion that I'm going after today, which is going to be something rather unusual, and I'm about to show you what it is. I'll stop teasing you in a second, but first I want to see how the battle progresses. So the enemy used Adaptive Strategy, so I still have better beams than the enemy does, but the enemy that has way better defense. Thankfully their defense has just been lowered because of Adaptive Strategy, but I'm not a big fan of what is happening. The enemy Lydia is not even dead, and I hope it's going to go down with this salvo. It should by all accounts. Yes, it is dead now, but things are going rather poorly and it does look like my fleet is about to be eradicated. Weapon overclock going on. That doesn't matter too much, I'm dead anyway. I think I actually should have escaped now. I can escape from over here, I have places to escape into, so there was no reason for me not to escape just yet. And I would have maybe, just maybe, been able to preserve some of my ships doing so as well. Now, in melee phase, those kinetics would tear me to... they would just rip me apart. There's no way I can survive. Maybe with one ship, who knows? Oh! And the enemy countered me as well. That's the end. At the very least I'll deal some more damage, but actually the enemy isn't even taking any more damage. Their shielding is too powerful and I need to tech switch right there now. Anyway, as my ships are dying, let's go ahead and have a quick look at the winning suggestion, which is this thing. What is that? What is it? I don't even know. It's... yeah. So basically, there are 3 things I gather from this submission. First, I need to raise taxes. That's pretty bad because my my race rather, faction, whatever, needs to have their taxes as low as possible so I benefit from extra science and whatnot. That's very important. Also extra happiness, very important for making bigger fleets, which are very important. Secondly, better infrastructure. In order to make better infrastructure, I need to make less fleets so I can focus on infrastructure. So again, that's really bad. So far so horrible. 2 things at this suggestion, which is the winning suggestion by the way, are going to make my empire just plunder into submission, but it gets worse. If you read through this text, you can see that something is just like... you know, obviously I am a mad emperor, but this time it's a serious type of madness. So I decided to simulate that as best as I can, and there's one way that I know of that I can try. Are those all power blockers? Oh, those are invasion ships, I see. There is anyway one way I can try to simulate what is currently happening to me. I just realized it's unfair that the enemy attacked me. They should not have been able to do so. I should have loaded the autosave rather than... whatever. It's good enough. Let's run away. Hope that I'll keep some of my ships alive. Well, so far so bad. My attack has been fairly weak. I was able to destroy some ships, but nothing more than that. And yeah, that's about it. I will not hide inside a hangar. I want those guys to... I don't want those guys to be able to besiege me. Anyway. So, the third thing I decided to do in order to complement the request that was given to me is to drink. So... This is what I'm doing right now. By drink, I do not mean just drink anything. I am indeed drinking an alcoholic beverage, in case you are wondering. So I thought that this would be fitting. Now, don't you worry. There's no way I can in any way, shape or form ever get drunk from what I'm drinking. That's just not gonna happen. I just thought that instead of drinking water, juice or tea or anything else that is actually healthy and good for your body that you actually should drink, I thought I could destroy my body a little bit for no particular reason. No, honestly though, I feel like drinking tonight, and this is kind of like a prologue? Yeah, let's call it a prologue to what is going to happen. So, you know, might as well, right? Anyway, where on earth is that? Oh. Really? You're really gonna beat this on... Oh, for crying out loud. Fine. Retreat. Auto battle. Gone. It's really kinda annoying. Anyway, there is that done. Now, as for my ships... I was only making invasion ships, wasn't I? Yeah, that's not exactly ideal. Let's keep the Epsilon fleet in here and disband all the other ships, because it's not like they can do much. Now, are the other ships that are coming also invasion ships? Yes, they are. So I currently have no fleets, only invasion ships. With the exception of what I have on Father, which is facing the enemy fleets. Actually, 2 enemy fleets. One, very powerful. I have no chance to win against it, but what I can do is colonize the system before it arrives, which I gladly will do. Because otherwise, obviously, well, the enemy will chase me out of here. And I need to have a foothold. Sorry, even if I'm about to lose it. Or at the very least, get it besieged. It's fine. I can take it. Anyway, I should be able to beat this guy into oblivion. So let's try to do that. Another repair times 2. Thank you very much, Autobot. And let's see how well he does. He died before being able to run away. So now I can officially colonize. Let's go ahead and do that. Ancient artifacts plus antimatter. I would say that is not the worst decision I ever made. At the very least, I will not suffer from negative approval penalty, or rather any more than Arid gives me and extra expansion. And I'll gain access to antimatter, even if it's for 110, it is still useful nevertheless. Exploration event, or rather colonization event. So for 110 I can get extra industry and science to get me started. Not too bad. Alternatively for 1010s I can get extra industry and science. Less useful because the enemy is about to besiege me, which will lower my efficiency anyway. Or... wait, what? Or permanently I can get more science per population. Ooh. This is a very icy system, so even though hostile is not too bad, I think I'm gonna go for helpful, just because it's a permanent upgrade and I intend to keep the system. And, I mean, look at it. It has it has Arctic and Tundra. But Ice 10 and Aurora Waves, I mean, Aurora Waves actually don't help you with science. But Ice 10 does, Antimatter also does. Ancient Artifacts, yeah, this could be my science generating system if I terraform it a little bit. And remove the negative anomalies. I'm liking it. It would be normally more tempted to go for this thing, I believe. Wait a second, that science is also permanent science? No way, no, it's just a temporary boost, I believe. Right? Surely it is. Anyway, I'm gonna go for helpful. It's a very interesting colonization effect, though. I haven't seen it before, in all honesty. So that's kind of cool. Mary finished production. Actually, what did it produce? Oh, right, more invasion ships. Worthless. Father, you're about to be attacked and colonized, most likely. So, no. Junior industrial plants would be useful, but I'm not gonna go for them. Heavy isotope refineries. Where is it? Planetary Institute. Yeah, I need all of those. I could buy them out. Now, I do have a lot of dust, but I feel like I'll need to use it all right now in order to do anything of the sort, because first things first. I'm obviously no longer fervent, but also I have to start raising taxes because I've been forced to do so. I'd love to keep those taxes lower, but I've been told to increase them, so I will slowly and gradually increase them. Right now, just increase them to 20. I mean, I might as well increase them higher, up to 25%, since it will give me barely any difference between... Actually, it would mean that I would gain more science at the expense of a little bit of dust. Now, for the time being, 20%, then I'll increase it a little bit further. So there is that done. Now, as for what I'm going to make, I need to make infrastructure in order to abide by the rules, but at the same time, I need to create a ship. A lot of ships, in fact. Some pretty good ships at that. So, Handbreakers. I want to see you again. Now, what do I do with those? Actually, I have access to Gigas, don't I? but they're not very useful. Not in my situation anyway. So I'm not gonna make gigas, I'm gonna stick with the kilos. Now I should have access to tonnage module, but I don't have hexaferrum just yet. That is a problem. I could try to trade for it. Now I have a bunch of potential trade partners, like Offer Corporation for example. Do you by any chance have hexaferrum? They have one that they're trading for themselves. So in other words, they don't. How about Pilgrims? Well, they're the ones... Actually, they have one hexaferrum that they could trade, it looks like. Do I not have the technology to trade? Yes, I do. So why can I not trade with Pilgrims exactly? Does ceasefire disallow you to trade in any way, shape or form? That's kinda lame and strange. Alright, how about Siaful? I don't really expect... Yeah, they don't want to trade. And I'm not gonna be able to sign a CC2 with UK peace treaty with UKSPA, and even if I were, I don't really want to. Actually, I could. If I were to do so, what would exactly happen? Let's have a quick think about this. So first things first, what would it mean for my systems? Well, Father would still be attacked and probably besieged because the enemy is just a race of bastards, but what I could do in return is give myself a little bit of peace and prepare for the future. I'm not sure. I mean, the way I see it, the longer I wait with the war against UKSPA, the better they are because they have better systems and they will be able to attack farther. But I could protect it more easily. How strong am I, military-wise? Kind of pathetic, aren't I? I need to unlock better ships. Alright, in this case, you know what, UKSPA? I think we got off on the wrong foot here. Let's just forget everything that happened and leave this behind us. Now the enemy will most definitely attack me. I don't see why they wouldn't. Can I do anything about it? Well, I could make more ships. Let's see, what is the enemy using? I don't know. I'll see what this particular fleet consists of, and then I'll adapt. Now, as for the ships that wait for orders, you go back to Yukma and make sure no more pirates spawn in there. There are some pirates spawning in here, though. There will be a problem. So Mary will need to create some ships, possibly, or maybe Duomind. One of the two. I will need some ships, so that will have to happen. Let's see which system can create improvements and which one cannot. They both have access to fairly worthless improvements, unfortunately, so that is a problem. But I can always say that this is focused on infrastructure. Sort of. So when I can choose from the two, I think I will make this system go into dust, and Duomind will create some ships for me. I will retrofit them a little bit. So first things first, what do I want, what do I not want? Well, I can keep what I have in going for me in defense, that's going just fine, but beams are no longer the option. The enemy stopped kinda using flank, but I have fairly powerful kinetics. Now the enemy is using deflectors, but not a whole lot of them, so I'm tempted to try and to use kinetics, especially since they also don't require me to have anything special to use them. I don't need to have any hexaferrum or anything of the sort. So that is tempting indeed. Yeah, let's get a bunch of kinetics, long-range kinetics at that. I'll use them efficiently against pirates at the very least, and maybe I'll be able to use them against the enemy ships as well. Now, kinetics are not exactly the ideal option against big ships, like the cruisers that the UKSPA is using, but they will do alright. They're not the worst option either. So, Duomind, please, give me a bunch of ships. How many do I mean by a bunch? Well, I don't know, how many can you make? Only 3? That's not exactly ideal. I could buy some out, but again, that's not what I was hoping for. Hexaferrum, I can actually gain access to hexaferrum. Oh, wow. In this case, I will let this ship make heartbreakers. Ship? I meant to say system. And apparently I will not let them make heartbreakers anyway, because, yeah. I will lose a bunch of dust to stand, that's fine. How about a hero? I need to hire one. Can I hire you? Yes, I can. I think I'll hire him and send him off to the fleet that I'm about to lose. Because even though I will lose, he will gain some experience. And of course I'll have to pay for his revival, but since he's on level 1, and then he'll be on like level 2 or something, or 3, it will still be fairly cheap to revive him, and I don't know, I kind of feel like I'm doing something dumb over here. Yeah, let's not assign a hero to free ship armada, that would be really kind of bad, wouldn't it? So let's leave that as it is. I should not have hired this hero just yet, I guess, but hey, it happens. And as for science, everything is fine over there. Let's leave it as it is for now. I'll focus on infrastructure a bit more next turn. Let me drink a bit more of my drink. In case you were wondering what this is, I for the life of me couldn't tell you myself. It's something, okay? It's a drink. Made with a bit of literally everything you could think of, so... yeah, it's not that great though, honestly. I have another drink waiting for me on my desk, which is going to be much better. This one, however, nothing special. I wouldn't drink it again. So yeah, you're not missing out on a lot. What is this? Discovery going into place? Yes, the enemy attacking me over there. I think I can just auto-battle this thing. There's no way I can survive for very long. Although the enemy does not have any shielding. However, they do have deflectors, so the ships I just made will do fairly poorly against this fleet, amusingly enough. Or rather, annoyingly enough, depending on how you want to look at this. Okay, spread fire, and I think I'll just try to duke it out for as long as possible. Double shot second into offensive retreat, perhaps? Yeah, let's try it, see how well it goes. I should be able to destroy some ships. Oh, destroyed 2 Lydias, that's not too bad. And 1 normal ship. I'll take it, I'll take what I got. It's not too bad. And the enemy did not try to continue attacking farther as well. That's pretty great, if I can say so myself. In this case, let's buy out a bunch of stuff over here, because it's very important to get this ship, I said it again, system up and running ASAP. Let's get sustainable farms too, why not? And follow it up with interplanetary transport network. It should be made fairly quickly-ish once heavy asset refineries are done. They'll help you with production quite a lot. What else do I have? Something that is not worth any attention? No. You do, sir. Need to get efficient schooling, because that's kind of useful. Hexaferrum is now mine, because I colonize Mary. That's very nice. It has seismic activity, which is not ideal, but I can thankfully remove it, which I gladly and quickly will. Let's grab the geoindustrial plants as well. Anything else? Well, there isn't much else I can do over here. I do need to focus on the infrastructure, whatever this means, so I guess I could create epigenetics crop seeding, that's how it's called. Or alternatively, I could not do that. So for the time being, let's queue up low impact labs, and I'll create something else over there once I get access to it. What kind of tech am I working on anyway? Atomic substrates? Yeah, that doesn't give me... that gives me exploitation, not more structures. I need structures, that's what I've been forced to create. So let's think. I need better beams and missiles as well, but those are not structures. I need something very structure-y in form, but this one is far away. I need something quick. Come on, brain, figure something out. No, everything is really quite far away. There's little I can make. I could go through over here or here-ish. That will give me access to some structures. Not too many though, and not too good. I guess I might as well start though. So I guess I'll go through xenomineralogy to optimize logistics. That will give me access to colonial rights, which is in all fairness a really good improvement that you should normally grab fairly quickly. In my case, it's not very important to get it as soon as possible. It's just nice to have it relatively soonish. Madness is doing fine, but Cis-Urt satellites are a necessity, I would say. It can also now colonize a tiny lava, which is great. It might actually be a useful system for once, but it still isn't. What else do we have? A bunch of power blockers. They don't really bother or interest me just yet. And a bunch of ships. Some of them can fight, some of them cannot. Let's leave the ones that they cannot in the hangar. I'll use them later. As for the other ships, they will have to fight some pirates. Now, I'm really glad that they will be able to do so, just because it will actually give me quite a bit of science, which I'm rather happy about. Let's give them a hero that will lead them as well, so he can gain some extra experience. There we go, that's done now. And what else is there to do? Well, I need to conquer UKSPA, but I have a few turns of downtime. Actually, that's quite a few turns. It's like 5 turns, right? Let's have a quick look. It is 9 turns. I'm thinking I've made a poor decision. I cannot attack them now, which means that they can pretty much overwhelm me, and otherwise I could have possibly overwhelmed them. Anyway, let's start moving towards Giza. Or for the time being, maybe just farther, and I just realized I also have to be careful so that those pirates don't destroy my ships. That's okay though, next time I'll make sure to move this fleet first. And one ship I'll leave over there. Things are working quite nicely. Dual Mind is making some ships. Cis-Ud satellites would not be worthless over there because they would give me range over the system, so that would be something at the very least, I guess. So I'll do that, and then I'll continue making ships. And again, Cis-Ud satellites, I guess it's infrastructure, so it's again abiding by the rules that I have to, you know, follow. So that's rather fine. Also, I actually didn't check if I'm losing or gaining dust, and something tells me I'm probably losing quite a bit of dust. So, ouch! Yes, indeed I was. So let's finish moving this fleet over there. So that the pirates, they will attack me in a second. Come on. Come on, pirates. No, you don't wanna? Okay, fine. In this case, let's match those ships. They did attack me. Fine. So what do they have? They have beams and kinetics, very weak ones at that. So I don't see how the enemy can survive for any significant period of time. But according to Auto Battle, the enemy can actually do that. So let's just play it safe and play it in manual mode. I'll open it up with short circuit, of course, because I have long range weapons. Follow it up with barrier and then try to repair some ships. I can possibly replace nano repair. I mean barrier with nano repair in the medium phase if I see that a lot of pirates are dead already. And so far so okay. Now I'm not too keen on how I'm doing overall compared to other players. And the thing is, I'm playing against endless AI. So in order to win against those, I need one of two things. Either good systems with good infrastructure. Yes, I know what I just said. Which is a problem because I don't really have set good systems, especially now. Oh, that's great. Especially now that, you know, poor souls spawned literally everywhere. So the only way for me to stay in the game and actually have any significant impact, oh boy, this is bad, is to actually do it via conquest. And by that I mean a significant amount of conquest, which will give me a lot of science and also potentially better systems that I so desperately need. Now the problem is, UK SPA, I'm at a forced ceasefire with them right now for the next 9 times because of my stupidity and scaredy catness. So I cannot do anything over there. What I could do is try to haggle a free passage through their territory and attack the Pilgrims. Pilgrims are a stronger enemy, but they still have some decent systems like Nakos, for example. It's actually not that great. How about Starius? I said, how about Starius? And that's better, not too great. Estar? Xanados? They really don't actually have great systems that I would want to conquer. But Nakos is their home system, I guess. And I could terraform Barren to a lava planet fairly quickly. Actually, I think I already have this technology. Maybe, maybe not, I'm not too sure. Yeah, I guess it wouldn't be too bad to conquer them, and then I could do a pincer move on the voters. So there are worse ideas I had, but at the same time it would be so much better and easier to attack voters, especially since, look at that, they have Orchelagics. That's a really important resource that I want to have, and they have. I can still try to attack Giza, as long as it's not a full-fledged colony, I can actually besiege it, but when that happens, if it does turn into a full-fledged colony, then I'm powerless, which might happen fairly quickly, I'm afraid. Anyway, here level up to level 4 in fact, which is pretty great. What do I want on him? Let's have a quick look. I do want Saboteur quite badly. I also want to have Harvester. Oh, he has no Harvester, never mind then. Inside is not too bad, but I think I care more about getting Saboteur as quickly as possible. Fearless Foe also is very, very useful. And I think, where was the ability for... You know, the ability that I'm looking for. How is it called? I think a pilot only has... Oh, no, Emergency Shelter, there we go. It's a really useful battle card that I will need to have if I'm using glass cannon tap ships. Problem is, it's over there. I will need to get to veteran level 3 in order to use it. It also costs a lot of dust, by the way. So that's quite a way away. I think I'll instead go... I need to go for veteran regardless, I guess. Will I grab Fearless Foe first? Normally I would, but this guy doesn't have very good stats. So instead, I'll probably go for Master Hacker and Saboteur and the Dirty Tricks as quickly as possible. So let's open it up with extra offense, I think. Then go for Veteran, then go for... Hardy Constitution would be useful, but no, let's go for more Veteran and then no Fearless Foe, but even more Veteran after that. My stats are still fairly worthless and I do not provide my fleet with very good bonuses, but you know, some bonuses are better than none. And that's how I'm going to look at this whole affair. So anyway, let's move all the ships that I can to my father system, because it's rather important that I do such a thing, and launch an assault on Gizar. Now Gizar will be very well defended and I don't have the largest of fleets, but I can at least try to capture it and pester UK SPA for as long as I can. Anyway, Archaeologist is discovered. Yes, I know, something's happened. My hero actually has 2 points. That's fairly important and good to know. And then a bunch of things have finished producing. That's good to know. Now, dust, well, it's fairly low, so I would need to crank up my taxes probably anyway. And I would also need to convert some industry into dust as well, since, I mean, I don't feel too bad about doing it, because, honestly, I have to focus on infrastructure. But there's no infrastructure for me to focus on. I don't have the technology for this. So, yeah. This system will continue making ships, I'm sorry. I can make my other systems focus on I cannot speak. Focus on infrastructure, but this one needs to continuously make as many ships as possible. Madness, at the very least, Madness is focused on infrastructure. So this one I don't have to feel sorry about in any way, shape or form. So that's good. So there's that done. That science. Dust-wise, I cannot speak apparently. I'm also doing relatively okay. And that is done. How long has it been? 25 minutes. I think I'll go for 5 more, although it is fairly late and I should get going. Let me drink 1 more sip. Oh. Now this is much better. It is also much stronger. It's another cocktail. It's like the previous one, based on vodka, but this one is based on multiple liquors. Like there's vodka, there's liquor, there's what is it called? This kind of thing that tastes like the fruits. No, I'm sorry. When it comes to alcohol, my knowledge is fairly bad, because I honestly am not a big fan of alcohol. Not to mention that it's not healthy, so again, I'm not a big fan for its taste and unhealthiness. But sometimes I do drink it, yes, especially when I feel like it, obviously. Only when I feel like it, which usually means that I want to drink it with friends, so there we go. Or rather just be with friends, spend time with friends, party with friends, dance with friends, you know, this kind of crazy stuff that usually benefits from having drunk a little bit. Although I'm not encouraging you, of course, to drink anything whatsoever. Because that is, the way I see it, not the smartest move pretty much ever. If you don't feel the urge to drink, don't drink. It's as simple as that. It's not a healthy thing. Anyway, Madness. Orbiting is being orbited by my fleet. Let's keep sending everything I have to Father. In fact, I think I'll just flat out queue Dual Mind to go to Father right away, so I don't have to re-queue and everything. Mary can keep its movement point to Madness. I'm fine with that. This system is still working, whatever it's working on. There is Boris Guild Burst. That's not too useful for me. It's actually not useful at all, so I will not make it just yet. Dual Mind still working just fine, so I don't need to do anything over there. Taxes, I increased them twice already. I'll increase them again next turn, okay? Jeez. Let me go for a second. So there is that. I haven't had much to do this then, have I? Alrighty then. Let's keep on moving along. So far so good. Not much to comment on. What could what is that? That is ceasefire. Ah, right. I can now declare war on the Pilgrims. Well, I don't really care too much, in all honesty, because they are all the way over there, and their systems are pathetic. So I could really care less. Anyway, I hero leveled up. That's very nice. I don't really care about giving him food in theory, but in practice, if I were to reassign this here to Father, it would make Father develop much faster. And I think I'll do just that. So that Father is actually a good system. I should have thought about this sooner. So you will get the Targus hero. Thank you very much. You know what, Dual Mind, because I need it to be my production hub, is gonna get the Ustemir hero. And Mary really does not need anything whatsoever. It's converted to the Astraganus. So there we go. Now this invasion fleet is going to wait here for a second, because obviously without a battle fleet to support it, it's worthless. As for a battle fleet, well, it's on its way. It's not the greatest of fleets ever, but it is on its way. And maybe it will be good enough to threaten Giza. Now, I'm not too keen on conquering Giza because, honestly, especially this gas hydrogen, I'm not too keen on, but I need to start conquering or else I'm dead. And Siafu don't have anything useful. And those things that are semi-useful, like iron, actually they're not even semi-useful, they are crap. But they will be depleted soon as well to make them even worse. So, yeah, Siafu, the way I see it, they can be left at peace. Even though all they want is death and destruction. I'm fine with that. Don't judge. It's their choice of life. Like, is it their fault? No, it's not. They're just meant to be this way. They are meant to destroy. Accept it. Anyway, Need to focus on infrastructure. How do I do that? What is an infrastructure type of improvement I can have? Not too sure, actually. I could try to go for something science-based. I really need and want weapons, but since I wasn't able to make too many improvements, I feel like at the very least I should get scientific things that, you know, are related to infrastructure. So, infinite variable computing, maybe? It will take me for absolutely effing ever, but it is a really good improvement. I don't care about the engines, but extra industry, I mean, look at that. That is a great amount of industry. Actually, I didn't press shift, did I? I mean, I did press shift, but apparently I misclicked. Alright, there we go, now that's better. So, dust-wise, I'm still gaining dust. I'll need to raise my taxes, probably. Yeah, I will. Alright, taxes raised. Be happy, all you haters. It's not like I'm happy about raising them, but I promised I will, so I will do it. I need more heartbreakers over here. Actually, I have hexaferrum now, so I can retrofit them to make them better. I just realized I should have done so long ago. Extra tonnage, there we go, bam. And just to confuse the enemy a little bit, I think what I'll do is... I still don't have upgraded armor. Once I upgrade armor, I'll actually equip it even on destroyers, like this one over here. But since that is not yet the case, I think I'll just... I'll take away the kinetics. No, I mean, they are the most efficient thing I have. They're level 2 kinetics. I could try risking missiles again. It's an interesting option. And 6 missiles will destroy any ship the enemy has, most likely. Unless they have flak. Alright, 9 missiles then. Actually, 7 is a nice number. And then I can go for better deflection. Level 2 deflection, that's very powerful and very efficient. I don't need flak, the enemy cannot possibly use missiles. Beams... Beams are very... The thing about beams is that they are very good when it comes to hitting the enemy. I mean, as you can see, even level 1 beams have 1.1 accuracy, as opposed to 1 accuracy on the normal, what is it called? Kinetic weaponry. So they're really good at firing at those small ships that I personally am using right now. So having more shielding, I believe, is more important than having an extra bit of deflection. So let's go for just that. And Heartbreaker has been upgraded in Dual Mind, yes, and now it's gonna take for absolutely ever to create one. Wow. That's pretty bad, and Poor Soul doesn't even have anything to do with it, which makes me feel sad. Of course, it would be better if it was... Oh, actually, it is even happy. Wow, those things cost a lot now, don't they? Anyway, Father is working just fine. I could speed things up, I do have the dust to do it, so I will do it. Increase happiness, maybe. Actually, let's have a quick look. Madness, is there anything I want to do over here? Well, first things first, Moon Survey, it's rather important. And replication plans as well. Moon Survey number 1 priority, I would say right now. That's kind of obvious. I don't want endothermic structures as well, even more than stealth construction. And happiness would also be nice. I think I'll save my dust for the time being. I can use it to repair my ships if necessary. Which is not a big deal since I'm using very small type of ships. But I can also use it to heal a hero or buy something out when I really need to do so. So I don't feel too keen on spending my dust, even though I do have more than 0 dust, and usually when I have more than 0 dust I feel like I should just spend it all. Anyway, fleets are some... Oh, too late. Now all I can do is wait. How many turns? Let's have a quick look. I have to wait for 5 more turns. Man, the enemy is gonna go so far ahead during this time. I mean, CR4 are behind me and 2 more players are as well, but they probably have me screwed by Galaxy Generation just as I have. UK SPA is the next target, which again is great because they are the ones I want to target and they are the weakest out of my stronger opponents. So they are the prime target and they have really good systems, so I really want to kill them. So please, when you drop your suggestions for the next video, have something that includes killing UK SPA, that would be great. Thank you very much. I'm not forcing you to do this, of course, you can do whatever you want. I'll abide by your will, but just saying, if you want me to win, allowing me to destroy UK SPA will probably be really helpful at that. I mean, look at the score of the highest player. That's the color of Chantry, by the way, so they are the guys with huge food. So I assume the population is through the roof right now. I don't even want to know how crazily through the roof it is. It's just too crazy. Anyway, I can end the turn right away. There wasn't really much to do, in all honesty. There wasn't anything on the moon either, so that's a little bit annoying. I have access to colonial rights now, so I can get those. So let's go ahead and do that. Also, careful sweeping, another useful thing. Meanwhile, dual mind can also get colonial rights, which I'll absolutely make it have, because it's really important. Same goes for careful sweeping. So, see, I am focusing on infrastructure. It just took me a little while. And actually, which system is more productive? Dual mind is still more productive, but only by a little. If I were to reassign my hero to Mary, then Mary would be more productive. That's good to know, actually. In this case, Mary, keep making Heartbreakers, and Dual Mind, forget the Heartbreakers and just give me more dust. Thank you very much. Now, I am losing dust, but because I've been raising my taxes for so long, as you can see, I can afford it, which is good, which means that I did made a wise choice by not spending my dust area. So I'm happy about that. Finish my tea, take a last sip of my drink. It also has some actual juice in it, so you could say that I'm drinking juice. It's just very alcoholic juice. Oh wow, it really is. But it's good. It actually is really good. I still actually prefer solo juice without any alcohol. But like I said, you told me to get drunk. I mean, you didn't. Actually, you told me that I got drunk last time, so it didn't really make too much sense for me to get drunk. But for crying out, before you say anything, just look at this again. What else could I have done? And I was going to drink tonight anyway, so seriously. I think I made a wise choice right there. Anyway, this videocast is now certainly long enough. Thank you very much for watching, ladies and gentlemen. I am PANCZASU, also known as the Mighty Mix Spammer. Thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you online.